Hello, Sai. How are you?
Hey, hi, Pavan. I'm good.
Very
How about you?
good, good. Thanks. Thanks for joining me with this Tech Talk with PavanDevarakonda. It's a
Yeah,
second
hi.
episode, and I would like to introduce you. And yeah, this is a completely new way which I'm coming up, where I'm introducing my friends and colleagues. We work together in Garmin around 2 years, and we have some good rapport and understanding, and we had a nice work. So let's start with the process what we have, and yeah, Sai.
Thanks to you. Before we start, I think thanks for giving this opportunity. So thank you. Thanks for choosing me.
Yes,
Sure.
I want to hear from you your career journey. How did you started? What you studied and how did you got into the track of IT, and then you are into right now you are as a system architect. So this journey
Sure.
I want to understand.
Sure. Definitely. So to start with, I always wanted to be a mechanical engineer right from my childhood. So even whenever my parents used to give me some kind of toys or something, I used to dismantle them, and I used to reconstruct them. I mean, just out of fun or curiosity, mostly curiosity, I would say. And I always had in my head that I have to build something that is of my own, and people should be able to recognize that, oh, this is something which is made by Pavan. Now that's how I used to be, or that's the mindset that I had. And I have my elder sibling, my sister, and even she did her computer science engineering. So by default, my parents were actually pushing me to get into computer science engineering. And if you remember, way back when the engineering counseling was happening, they're like, you'll know what rank you got, and then there is a list of colleges that are available then, and various other branches. So when my dad asked me to get the list of colleges and seats that are available, I went there and I filtered it out with only mechanical engineering, and I got it back to my dad saying that, Dad, all I have is mechanical engineering is the only option that I have. And that's how I started my education. And by God's grace, and I think out of my interest, I fared pretty well in my college, and I was one of the toppers in the college.
Wow.
Then during the final semester, I got recruited for Infosys.
No.
And the sad truth, at least in Hyderabad during that times, is that uh, mostly or 90% of the interviews that come, or people who come for the placements, are only IT companies, nothing else.
There's
And
no choice in the mechanical any other.
no, we didn't even get any mechanical engineering college or company itself for the recruitment.
No companies at
So
all in Hyderabad maybe that time.
there is one company called Vijay Electricals, but they are
Oh,
majorly into electricals. But yeah, not in
not in
Hyderabad for sure.
mechanical. Okay.
Yeah. So so the thing was, like I said, I all I had is I wanted to do my mechanical engineering, and I got into mechanical engineering and finished my mechanical engineering. In a way, my dream was done then, because I have not thought so far that what I wanted to be after engineering and all. And most of my friends were getting into colleges in US for doing their MS. And I am, in fact, from my class, I think only three of us got placed, and some of them, and I was the only guy from for Infosys. And and I thought, anyways, due to all the other financial situations and all, I thought maybe I'll go for uh, job. Maybe I'll work for a couple of years, and then I'll see what I can do. uh, and then I joined Infosys. I went through the training. It was a rigorous grill, and every other day I had thought that, why did I even join Infosys? Because they were training us completely onto computers.
Ah.
And way back then, if you ask me, I was a person who hates computers or anything that related to computers, because I used to feel, I mean, I definitely say that this is a childish mentality. Then I felt whatever I am pursuing, or mechanical engineering, is the number one engineering across all the globe. And the people, if they claim that they are from electrical electronics, I mean, I used to feel they are all bacha stuff. They don't even know what. So I had this kind of a mindset, and then I started the job. Then I felt, frankly, I had no other option other than that. I think I got into California State University. I gave my GRE and TOEFL. I got good score, but the cost for the fees and all of those were like pretty high. And
Okay.
because I got into a state university, university mentioned that I cannot work there. So
Mm.
if you remember, like some of these colleges, they offer you like I think working hours of 30 hours or 25 hours in a week. They exempt you. They say that you can work and earn some money for yourself. But state universities, they don't even do that. They say absolute zero. All you can do is you can come and study and go. You have to bring all your each penny that you're spending there should be from your own pocket, from India, or whatever means that you choose.
Okay.
So I thought, better let's not get into all of this financial troubles now. So
Yeah.
I joined job, and I would say definitely initial 2 to 3 weeks were like, yeah. In fact, I should tell this. I think there is an exam that Infosys conducts as and when you go there. They call it as I remember the short form of it. I don't see CHSSC. I think that's the name of the exam or subject that they teach for the first week, which is
Mhm.
basically hardware and software parts of a input output devices of a computer.
Okay.
This is the first exam. Whoever, be it be non computer stream or computer stream, everybody has to give this exam.
Mm.
And that was the very first time in my whole life I flunked. I failed in that exam. So I was like, then it was like a bummer. Like, and all my close friends, most of them who are again from mechanical, from very different other colleges, we all flunked. And if you take our individual profile, we were like toppers of our own college in mechanical. We were like looking, we were sitting in a cafeteria and we were thinking, what are we doing? I think we are not ready for this, or we are not a persons who should get into IT.
Mhm. Yes.
And then the next exam, or like we have a batch owner, like it is literally like a college. You have a principal, you have a batch owner, and all of that in
Even though you
Infosys.
joined in a company, it looks like a somebody monitoring principal is there.
Sure,
Okay.
definitely. In fact, my college was 1,000 times better than Infosys.
Oh.
They never forced us on anything. So they literally took me there. I thought they'll also call my parents. That's how I felt. So I went there. They made me sit. They called me into a room and they said, "Sai, this is not the way. You flunked in your very first exam, which is considered to be the very basic and trivial exam." I was like, oh, uh, I didn't had any answer. I said, I'll try my best. And so this is, you have to put in efforts. I was like, after that discussion, all of us, like, all my friends, everybody got the same heat. And we all were sitting in a cafeteria and we were discussing, what happened, what went wrong.
Mhm.
So then we realized that whatever we would see, the way we used to read for mechanical is completely practical. And here most of the things are, I would say, in IT are virtual.
Mhm.
So a fitment of a mechanical engineering into IT is not an easy job, and it's not pretty straightforward. And I would say the only subject I had in my whole engineering which is related to computers was C and data structures, and that too in the first year.
Okay.
And of course, I mean, I scored good marks there, but we don't have that mindset of thinking, or I mean, frankly, I don't know. Like the questions, if you imagine what questions they would ask in an CHSS kind of an exam is,
Uh-huh.
follow which one of the following is a input device.
Uh,
Which one of the following would be an output device. So our approach was somewhere there, but we didn't score well, and we gave the re-exam,
mhm.
and I would say we just passed like maybe 35% or some marks. Then I thought, like, we sat and we were in a serious trouble. The point is, if you don't clear those exams, your job is gone. You have to leave back. And
Yeah.
I think recently there was a news as well about that.
Mhm.
Of course, I don't want to get into controversies, but point is, that has been a trend from ages. So yeah, it's, I think, because of the social media and all of the other kind of attention now, that has become a big news. If not, that was the case even in 2007 and 8, during the time when we were there.
Yeah.
So we were, again, then I think the most important thing in my life started, that is called fear. fear of failure. So that's how I like, and then we changed that strategy. I sat with a couple of my computer friends whom I made there,
Mhm.
whom I met there, and for we all were from Hyderabad itself. There were like, I think, close to 3,000 or 4,000 students who joined for training then. Then they told, like, this is how we read. We read line by line. We understand everything, and we'll try to imagine it with a real life scenario, and then we understand. Oh, then it was like I thought, like, definitely then something, we are not doing something right. Maybe we are treating this as mechanical engineering. We should treat it differently. And
Okay.
then we started, and yeah, by end of the curriculum, we all, you know
On the track.
successfully completed. It took,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I think 2.5 months of whole training,
Uh-huh.
and then yeah, finally we succeeded, and we got postings. I was posted in Mysore itself. That was in Mysore, by the way, Mysore Infosys campus.
Infosys training always happens in the Mysore. I know. I heard.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
yeah. Now it changed. Now it is happening in Pocharam in Hyderabad.
Okay, in Hyderabad also.
Yeah, yeah. Both places, Mysore, and I think they are giving that option, I guess, for the
Okay.
students
Okay. So
or
that's the
employees,
bounce
not
back
students.
story of yours starting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was the first, I would say,
Uh-huh.
first bummer to me. Like, I didn't take that because I was people literally they used to call you a failure there. Yeah,
So
and
you didn't stop
strong.
there and you have again started in a new Josh and came into that
Yeah,
career.
yeah, yeah. So no, no, my whole, I would say, the mindset that I had completely changed.
Okay.
I would say more of fear of
Mhm.
failure. Like, I didn't had any other option. I have to be successful. I have to make some money. Maybe if not helping parents, at least I should not be a dependent for my parent. Was the mindset during that age.
Right. Right.
So that's how I started, and of course there are so many bummers during the work as well.
All
So
right.
when I started, I was initially placed in a .NET project, though I got trained in databases and other stuff.
Uh-huh.
I was put into a .NET project. So because
So learn
they
something
say,
and
right,
your track is on
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, this
So
happens.
yeah, that then initial, I think I screwed up one project, production uh, release. In fact, like, basically it is a simple issue. Whenever I use this during or communicate this with during my interviews, the other people say that it's never your mistake. It was never your mistake. Now I understand that definitely it was not just my mistake. So this is what happened. Like, in a first project when we are going live, of course, more or less my work was related to databases, and also, like, some parts of .NET. So our website or an web application was going live that day, and I sent the configuration files for production with database connections from the non-prod. So, and I pushed the code. The production code basically is connecting to my non-prod junk data. So it went live. Everybody clapped, whistled. All sorts of celebrations happened. And then the immediate morning, we realized that the database was
No
connected
problem.
to non-prod, and it was like a major, serious escalation on me from the client.
Uh-huh.
So he literally demanded me to be moved out of the
Project.
team,
Okay.
yeah, project immediately. And of course, then I seriously felt bad, because I thought, like, my managers are not good, they are not supporting me and all. So basically, at this age, I think after at least 17 years, I would feel that what they did is right, because at the end of the day, sustaining the project is more important than taking care of one individual. But
Correct.
one good thing that they didn't fire me from the company, they just moved me to a different project. So, so yeah, that's how. Then I thought, like, its life is not uh, as green as we think. It should be
Right.
very. We should be very, I would say, cautious at every step that we take during the work. And I think that's where the whole methodology or my mindset changed
Uh-huh.
a lot. So everything that I do, I frankly, I don't want to do anything for the sake of doing. I only look for the highest perfection, because, or highest caution and highest perfection, because I don't want to get into that situation again. Again, I'm just saying it out of, in a hilarious tone, but that was a very rough phase for me to go through. If you understand,
Yeah.
I was like initially I thought like I was a failure during the Infosys exams. Then on the very first project, they said that you're not eligible to be in this project. You are kicked out of the project. I mean, all these things were new to me,
Right.
because everywhere in my till up till college, I was like, people used to welcome me. Then it was like they used to treat me as like, one of the intelligent guy or topper, and they used to give me opportunities.
Okay.
So this was the other side of it. Like, I have never seen this.
Hmm.
So I think that's what all created a fear in me, and I came in unknowingly or knowingly, I came up with a logic or a methodology that I follow. So like I said, like, there is no other step. There is only one, that is excellence, and I have to reach that. And just after that, the initial other project where I was into a core Oracle database administration team. So that was like, I was trying to impress all the colleagues, just to in a way, I have to say, like, just to wipe out what happened earlier in my
Yeah.
previous assignment. I was trying to do that. I'm much more capable. This is how I am, and I was trying to do all of that. And then I
You did the
realized
mistake
that,
and you learn from the mistakes and you have never come back to the same mistake. That is what you
yeah,
got
yeah,
into, and that is the
definitely.
track made.
Like I said, if we have to give a sentence or a quote to it, it is fear of failure,
Yeah.
or fear of getting into a state where people point fingers at you.
Uh-huh.
So then I was like, uh, like, maybe I took a lot of stress then, and
Mhm.
I think that is visible.
That's true. Yeah. Uh,
But then, I feel at this juncture of my life, that helped me then. And now I think, now that we inculcated, or that is imbibed in me,
uh-huh.
I don't have to take that much stress now, because it hits your health for sure. So
Exactly.
yeah, so but yeah, I learned lessons, and then
Yeah.
getting things done in a smoother way.
Okay.
So yeah, eventually then, over the time, I realized that, you don't have to impress others. There is one important person whom you have to impress, and he's the one who is going to judge you or decide what you are doing. That's yourself.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started, like, well, even I work on something, any project is given to me, like, even till date, whenever my managers, they say something, they'll say, Sai, this is very critical project, we have to make sure there is zero tolerance and zero issues. I keep saying that I'll listen to that, but maybe I won't take those seriously, because personally I know whether I'm doing the right way or not. Like the 360-degree approach, if you
Right.
understand that very well, for while setting up some infrastructure or anything.
Mhm.
And most important thing in my life, I would say, is respecting the opportunities, right from this call, I would say.
Yeah.
So when you asked me, like, even today I have a lot of cold, but I'm making sure that, I don't want to miss this opportunity. So the point is, everybody has got the equal strength. It's just the opportunity that makes difference. So how do you respect the opportunities and go with that would help. So I mean, I am a person who would give anything for the opportunities. I'll see to that, that is met with the best thing that a person can do. So yeah, that's how. And every way, I have changed a lot of companies in between, but I would say, touchwood, all my managers or my colleagues, they still respect me the same how they do today. And yeah, and I believe that, at least I hope, if they are listening to this, if I would come back to them saying that I would like to join you back, I'm assuming they'll definitely do this with an open arms. They'll call me back. I'm
Great.
positive, fingers crossed. But yeah,
That's a
uh,
nice Sai. So Sai, you worked on mechanical to coming to the data structures to then database. So how did you got interest into the database side or DBA side, and you got into multiple certifications as Oracle certification, and then you entered into the PostgreSQL, Postgres
yeah,
you did certification, EDB
yeah,
certification. So
yeah, yeah.
that journey also I just want to know
Sure,
more.
sure, definitely. So why I chose databases, or why database chose me, we have to decide between these two.
Okay.
Uh, Practically, or like I say, like I was saying earlier, uh, I had, like, we mechanical engineering people come with lot of logic in my head and practicality. So when we were reading about engines or any other, crankshaft, any other things. We see things in our, with our own eyes. We had our laboratories where we could go, or even if I search for some, image, I can see that image, I can understand what part is moving when I'm moving something. So similarly, database was the only thing which could match my mindset,
Uh-huh.
because I was imagining everything to an Excel sheet then. So because at the end of the day, if you go to a granular level of any database, it's all about data storing in a table. So how you call it, or how you store it, these things differ. But my for me, it is like an Excel sheet, a table with multiple rows and columns, and then putting data. So whenever I was reading something, I was just literally, I used to have an image. I don't have it anymore, but I used to have an image which stores data, and this was handwritten by me. So I used to write, like, how data pulls in, why an index is needed. I used to understand at that grassroots level. And to be frank, I started with Oracle technology,
Mm.
and that taught me, or the architecture of Oracle is so beautiful that you understand, if you go to the grassroots level, right from the data block or the OS block, you understand an wholesome infra, or how the whole IT works in terms of infrastructure. So that helped me a lot over my career. And yeah, that's one thing. And why I chose databases was this, like, because it was more practical and understandable for me.
Okay, got it.
And during my work, people
Mm.
used to ask me a lot of questions, be it be my managers or team leads. And then most of the times, sometimes I used to struggle with the technology, because again, I'm learning while I'm working on the job. So one of my close friends, then or I would say manager, he suggested that Sai do a certification. Then, in fact, there are some certifications for IT technologies, is when I understood then. So I thought, I asked him, like, why are you even saying this to me? Then he said,
Mm.
like, there you will, it's like a kickstart for you. It will immediately give you a lot of knowledge, and makes you ready for what you are actually working on. So right from, like, if you know, see, though, just to be called as an Oracle certified professional database administrator, you have to give 4 exams. So SQL basics, administrative basics 1, administrative basics 2, and one another exam. That gives you, or that tells you that you're a professional. So then I gave my first exam. Then I started liking it, because it was giving me knowledge. Whether I'm clearing the exam or not, the other thing, but at least that was really helping me and giving me the exact knowledge that I needed for to do my job.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I start. That created an interest in me. So till date, even, like, some of my juniors or my friends who call me, whenever they say, I give the same suggestions, thanks to my friend or manager. Then
Uh-huh.
I do the same thing. Like, even till date, if I have to, let's say, Kubernetes is something that I'm trying to learn today,
Mhm.
my first target is to go for the examination. Meaning, I'll choose the certification that I want to write and prepare for that. And I think 90% of them agree that that gives you the knowledge that is required. But whether you'll clear the exam is all purely how much knowledge you gain. But at least you will gain the knowledge only going through that, curriculum for that certification exam.
Right, right.
So yeah, that's why I gave quite a few handful of certifications. Uh,
Nice. So once you get into that path, like I want to do certification on Kubernetes, what do you first put into your mind? This is the way I want to go, and this many days I want to plan, or any
yeah.
duration or anything focused on something in your mind.
Sure, definitely. So I think, maybe I have to add one more point here, just to which is kind of related.
Mhm.
Is I I believe in experience a lot than you know anything else. Whether a person is certified or otherwise, if I feel that that person has a real knowledge in that particular, or he spent good amount of time in a technology,
Yeah.
my approach is always talk to people, understand from their experiences what they feel, and then based on that, see, because most of the times, some part of their life, they'll definitely give that exam. If they are working on a particular technology for more than, let's say, 3 to 4 years, they'll try to give that exam, because I think, whether we believe or not, at least the whole IT system, I mean the recruitment system, believes that that is like a qualification for you to be chosen between two individuals. Like, let's say there is a person with 10 years of experience, or two people with 10 years of experience. Companies choose a person who has given certifications, or they give at least 1% preference to this person, to call at least, to invite him for the interview first.
Correct.
So yeah, so like, again, it's not a mandatory thing for them to decide whether to choose him or select him for the job or not, but at least that gives an 1% edge or
Okay.
reservation, I would say. So
Uh,
yeah, so I mean, that's another thing that people try finishing. So my approach is mainly talking to people whom I look up to, talk to them, understand whether how they came into Kubernetes, what did they learn. And I would normally, like, I think even you remember, we spent a lot of time understanding Ansible and other things. So I'll understand and then come up with a strategy. I'll decide exam. I think time is something I usually don't plan, because unless like, if there is a mandatory thing that my manager or somebody asked me to finish the certification by a cutoff date.
this month,
If not,
like.
I keep it. Yeah, yeah. If not, I keep it simple, because uh, see, even just you, if you accept this, like, just before even getting into this or this discussion, I got a call from office. So you never know, like, after certain experience, you don't know that, when how your time is going to be available based on the issues that you face from the surroundings or on call
Areas.
or other things. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Family things, I think we can adjust. Like, if I had some outing that I was planning, maybe I'll delay it after my exam or something. But there are few things which are not in our control sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually plan for like 1 month. If I have to say a timeline, usually I plan around 1 month, and then start. And if down through the journey, if I realize that this is not going to happen in a month, I'll extend it. And then once I reach a comfortable level, like, I think when I'm 60% done with the course, then I'll try to book for a slot, and then go ahead. There is a important, like, like, now that I'm saying this, I remember my one of my lecturers in my college,
Hmm.
professor.
Okay.
He used to say this, like, our preparation for our final exams in engineering was only when the timetable was released. Till then, we used to enjoy. So, and most of the times, our timetable comes 1 month prior to our exams, the final schedule. So my faculty used to say that, you guys are such a lazy guys that you don't fly till the time there is a fire under your butt. So I think, dates always help, but yeah, I think over the time I lost that track.
Okay. Yeah, that's insightful, Sai. I got
Yeah,
some good inputs for the future people who is going to work on certification. Um,
decide experience, talk to people, uh, start learning, decide a course. Maybe during these discussions itself, we can figure out, which course is good,
yeah.
and then go ahead.
Okay.
Reading, I mean, I miss that a lot these days. Like, if you remember, again, you agree, 10,
Computers
15 years
and
back, we used to read a lot.
mobiles came
Now,
into.
yeah, mobiles, and then videos, all these LinkedIn learnings, Udemy, all these videos. I mean, I don't know, sometimes I feel they are quick, but sometimes they are really quick. They exhaust as well pretty fast. So reading is what we still remember. And I mean, I used to make my own notes after reading something, like, right from my engineering.
Nice
So
habit.
those things, yeah, that I miss a lot these days.
Even the
I hope.
schools going students also nowadays they are not feeling to write. They want to
Yeah.
write mobiles. They want to give that task to AI to do that.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, at least personally, if you ask me, I personally prefer reading over watching a
Writing.
video.
Mm.
Yeah, reading and writing.
Both are going
Uh,
away, I think. In this
yeah,
next generation may not do reading and writing.
yeah, exactly. There I was reading an article the other day. They were mentioning that there is a plan even to replace emails now. It will be video messages.
Oh.
So I was like stunned. So the only thing, we stopped writing, we started typing, and now we are also stopped. we are stopping typing and then only giving a video bite.
Video.
Not
Streaming.
sure how.
So it
Yeah,
will
yeah,
put
that's it.
more burden on your database or streaming medium,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. But I think, whether it's good or bad, I think knowingly or unknowingly, we are all going in that direction. Even if you ask me, like, more than if I have to type somebody on WhatsApp,
Hopefully,
I,
yeah.
I, I feel like calling them instead of typing. So, not sure if I'm being lazy or I want to communicate my point straight away, right? I don't know, but yeah, that's where the whole world is heading to: video calls and video bites.
Got it. As you're talking something about emails with video. That's a very interesting. And where did you got this information? It's trending or new. How do you got these updates?
Um, I think I read some article. I don't remember where. I'll see if I can find that. I'll share that source to you. So this is the the Outlook itself, or the mailing agents, whatever we use, clients. Uh, they are planning to come up with an option to send a video recording than a texted message. And like how we have our emails
Uh-huh.
stored like a history for reference, even these recordings are going to be stored as a reference.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's what I read. Like, I think, again, I personally, I don't know how much storage it would require, and my thoughts always go that way. How much useful is all different, but coming from that
Obviously, DBA
infrastructure
thinks
mindset,
about house it
yeah.
stores.
Yeah, yeah,
At the end, it is a back end, so always you think about that storage. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, as you worked so many years into database administration, I want to
mm,
understand from you how much critical for a project the database administration role is required, or how many DBAs are required, or if people are coming from a new job. So I
yeah.
just want to give some insight to them. Just I want to hear from you on that.
Yeah, it's a very, I would say very good and a point of the, you know, n- like it's the point that should everybody know right now.
Yeah.
So, see, earlier it like, or when I started as a DBA, I had thousand doubts in my head whether am I choosing the right technology, because it was more like, then it was like, if I choose this, it's like, I would say, it is like wife. If you choose one, you have to, whether you like it or not, you have to wear it for the rest of your life. So, technology was something like that earlier, at least. It's very rare that we have seen people changing their careers or changing their technologies.
Mm.
So, and while I was choosing the Oracle or databases as such, I was worried, like, am I choosing the right thing? Then there's a famous sir, like, I have so many gurus, and I love to say his name as well here. He's Mr. Madhu sir from Welshire Technologies. He is definitely one of my prime gurus who taught me databases, or Oracle to be more specific.
Even
So,
he taught me as well. I do.
oh, oh
I
yeah.
learned about data warehousing, data mining from Madhu. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's. I mean, I personally feel he's the gem of a person. So yeah, so he told me this, once when I was asking him, sir, is it right for me to choose a DBA as my career? He literally told, even if a job or a whole company closes down, I think DBA is the last guy to leave just before CEO or CTO. So that gave me a punch. Like, this is inspiration that is required. And I felt it was, or I felt it was true for, I would say, like, even over a decade, I would say, for
Mhm.
10, 15 years. But do you ask me, like, do you still believe that? No, not anymore. So everybody is, no, nobody is indispensable, including CTOs and CEOs. History has taught us that, actually.
Yeah.
So, so the point, only the people who are, like, I would say, indispensable are, if somebody who is very good at what he does, and not just doing, he should be able to let others know, or see, basically, any company or any manager He won't just ask you to do things. He'll ask you, you tell us what needs to be done. They'll look that kind of an expertise from you,
Correct.
especially with people who are experienced.
Experience.
Because with the number of engineers and with the number of IT professionals in India specifically, if not me or if not you, there are thousand other people who are able to, or who are ready to do the same job at a lesser salary as well.
Yeah.
Because I would say like the supply is more and the demand is less.
That's a
It has
competition.
become, yeah, that's why we have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So you just not need not be, or we should not just be a guy who is like any other guy. We should be exceptional. And like I said, my earlier learning, like, you have to do excellence is the only bar. And sometimes even my colleagues, they make fun of me saying that, okay, if Sai, okay, it will take time, he'll come up with an, he'd only look for the highest bar. He don't just make something that just works. So we used to earlier we used to call it as cellophane tape fixes. So there is something wrong, we just go put a cellophane tape, it's done. At least
What?
you're past that crisis.
Yeah.
So my approach was always have been a root cause analysis, or fix it permanently so that it won't we don't end up into this again. So, and luckily, I think that all helped me, and to whichever is driving me today, uh, that kind of mindset that I have. So any question or any issue that comes to me, my approach directly goes there. Like I said, the email video, it directly goes to where are they going to store all of this video content.
That
That's
way of
how it is.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's all thinking, and I think I practiced it intentionally, and now it has become imbibed in me. Like it's by natural. Like when somebody says something, there are thousand threads. It starts. It goes in all directions. What kind of infrastructure we need to choose,
Yeah.
and all of that, and then finally it comes to a solution.
Yeah.
So DBA, I would say, I'm very. I'm saying this with a very heavy heart, but yeah, that role DBA is dying for sure. Because I would say it's not because of some technology or some company or some other thing.
Mhm.
It's evolving, I would say. Nope, they are all they need is a person who can just take care of performance tuning in a way. So we cannot call him a DBA anymore, because rest of the activities where, see, I would say major chunk of our career would have definitely been into installing, configuring uh, databases and backups. If like not just me, any DBA, if you ask them,
Mhm.
yeah, that is the major chunk. And the DBAS services with all the cloud providers, completely gone. Like, just by click of a button, it gets installed, it gets configured. Even the backups are coming by default, it meaning it is already ready there. So that was like a major hit. Like all my like close friends who talk to me day in day
Mhm.
out, I tell them, like, maybe it's definitely the time. Like, either you need to know multiple technologies, multiple database technologies to be more specific,
Okay.
and then or you should be something different. You should be able to automate using Ansible, Terraform, understand how Dockers or Kubernetes can be used in conjunction with the database
Yeah.
technologies.
Okay. Okay.
So as such, DBA, I mean, just like how we used to do earlier, like 15, 20 years back, those roles are not
Mhm.
even there. They're
Yes.
not even there.
So one server
So
is there, you are going to install working on this configuration. That is gone. And now you
gone,
need to
gone. Yeah, yeah.
connect with the
Yeah,
DevOps and understand the operations, how it is happening. And you need to be a data engineer instead of saying DBA.
yeah. Data engineer or database engineer who
Database.
can get things done. Uh, but see, I would say, I think over the evolution of IT, time has become the major factor. I'm sure you'll agree with this. Uh, Earlier, like you rightly mentioned, I just have to, application team comes to us for asking for a database. It starts like this. We send a ticket, we raise a ticket to an infrastructure team asking for a Linux, or some the
Yes.
based on the operating system, we need that server. It
Yes.
takes couple of days.
Yeah.
Based on the priority, they are going to provide us with the server. Then we again raise multiple requests asking them to give us particular team access or this
Permissions
network.
or
Yeah,
operating system
yeah.
level.
All this infrastructural things would take like 15 days, and then we go there. decide upon the software. We install the software, configure it. Again, now give access to the application team, create some couple of users, and
Mm.
then say, okay, boss, you can start using it. Let us know if you need something else. These are the typical emails we used to send then.
Yes,
This
yes.
whole funda or this whole activity used to take
Gone.
15-20 days.
Yeah.
Now, with all the cloud providers, it's just click of a button.
Click.
So, and if you know automation like Terraform, you can launch with just one click of a button. You can launch 1,000 servers in a single go. So,
Yeah.
and that too, I think in a matter of 15-20 minutes. So, this is how it evolved.
But
So
the
all
smart
that
work comes
communication. Yeah.
from here, right? So when you do automation, you have the logic, what to run, what to put into that server, and all those things we need to think of it. So
Yeah.
automation is in everywhere now.
Yeah.
So
People are
cloud
starting with
is,
automation and then continuing above. It's the first step now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
cloud is bringing more automation towards work in our every areas. Even in it is in
True.
a database area, or it is in a middleware, or it's a front end.
Yeah.
Every area it is increasing the automation due to the cloud. So how it
Yeah.
is in your career? What is cloud? What are the clouds you worked on?
Okay. The very first time I have heard about, I mean, I started with AWS for sure. And this was way back in 2014. I was working for our HP then, and I was in US. And it so happened that, I mean, I was working at the client location, and our client architect, asked me to come with him, and he took me to a restaurant during a lunch time.
Uh,
So he didn't give me any heads up. He didn't tell me the agenda. He just said, "Sai, come with me," and he, you know, took me there. Then there were already a couple of gentlemen wearing suits and other stuff. They were sitting there.
uh,
So I was like surprised, and I was just trying to understand where I'm fitting. Then he gave me the context, saying that, Sai, these are guys from some from Oracle and some from AWS. They are trying to pitch in some solutions to us. Because I didn't have time. Ideally, they don't prefer coming together. So the Amazon guys and the Oracle guys.
uh,
But then, because I don't have much time, I requested them to come together, and we are here to make some decisions. And this is basically like we had some couple of Oracle databases where we were looking for an high availability solution. And Oracle came in and they were pitching in Exadata as an high availability solution, which was, of course, I don't want to get into that, but it was costly machine and all of that. Then the AWS guys, they were saying, this is nonsense. You come to us, we give you MySQL HA by default. You
uh,
don't even you don't even have to worry. Then we had discussion. They actually sponsored us our lunch. Then we had good lunch, and when they were asking for a kind of a commitment, turned towards my architect and he said, "We'll get back to you," and we just walked back. Then that's where I was first time hearing what is AWS. Then while we were walking back, he told, "So you understood what happened?" Then I was like, so are we trying to do this? I mean, I was just speaking from the application's perspective. Then he told that, no, no, see, forget about that because that is my headache. I have to make that decision. I want you to be familiarized with both these two technologies, one Exadata, two AWS. You understand that and come back to me, tell me what you feel. Then I'll make some, calculated decision on where to go. So I went. I mean, they were more than happy. That the client was really good. Like they were even investing on us. We were vendors to that client though, but they gave me kind of Coursera courses or the online courses. Then I've gone through AWS, understood quite a bit at least. But I was like everything that I was learning, like every day, was like shocking, or I would say like a either they are doing some magic or they are cheating us or they were just claiming some false promises is what I felt. And then every day I was going through one video.
that's
They just told me first EC2 instance or the elastic instance that they were talking about. Click of a button, just give name and the network, it will build your server. I was like, no, I think when we do this, there is a request that goes in, because we come from that old school mentality. I was like thinking,
Understood.
okay, there will be an internal operations team. That ticket goes to them, and they'll take. Maybe they are like attentive 24/7 team. They'll take the ticket, then they immediately process and they give you a server. This is really, this is like a lame understanding that I had that in 2014. But today, touchwood, I think with all the opportunities and this thing, I am one of the member who works on DBAS services for government. Like we build those services for us internally.
Oh,
So yeah. So to start with, I mean, AWS cloud was the first thing that I understood, and I really like, again, like I say, I gain experience from everything, I learn from everything. So again, I would say AWS is one such guru that I mark it, because that gave me the wholesome understanding of what a cloud is and how what magics it can do. And the rest all I worked on Azure, GCP, and to an extent even IBM software.
oh,
uh, so all major clouds I have worked on, except Alibaba.
okay.
So, but yeah, that definitely. I mean, I have experience working on all clouds. The base understanding is from AWS. So if you ask me today if we have to recommend somebody or help somebody to learn, I mean, I would say start with one or two clouds, and that should be it. Like it will be easy for them to crack a job.
Okay. You are into this IT journey with so many years, and you might be working sometimes as a lead, sometimes as a manager, sometimes as a architect. So different roles you have played, and what role you liked more, or yeah.
Any day, individual contributor.
Why so, bro?
care, care for yourself. That is the best thing.
Oh,
So, no, I mean, I was not a manager wherein I was not managing people, or I was managing projects though, yeah, but
oh,
not like a typical manager where you take care of resources. That never happened. I think when I had 6 years, I started being a lead. 6 years of technology. I personally, I know that I'm not ready for that role, but because there was no option, uh, and again, there was an
situations
opportunity,
made.
and yeah, situations made me a lead. Not just a lead who is just taking care of like the project within the what, like, see, I was in HP. Our project was spread across Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai.
Okay.
And I was, like I said, like, I was relocated to US for a couple of years, and I'm the literally the face of project for whole HP. So if they are saying something, or if I am saying something, it is not just Sai Pavan speaking, it is HP speaking. So it was situation like that, because you understand those service based logics, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was like a high pressure. Anything that I say off the offbeat, gone. I'm taking, I'm putting HP on the I'm walking on a sharp blade, which where I cannot slip myself or take anyone along with me. So it was tough, but yeah, like I said, it was too stressful, because I'm a person, like, you give me a task, I'll talk to you about technology. I'll give you multiple solutions, choose one, and then I'll implement it. This has been my mindset over the years. And there, it's not just that you have to be very politically right, not just politically right, very optimistic in your words. You cannot show your aggression or irritation for whatever reason. So those things are tough. I mean, maybe I'm not even till that. Like, whenever my leadership asks me to choose some leadership path, I still say them that maybe I'm not ready. I always keep pushing back, saying that maybe I would like to take this path at least for a couple 5 years. I always say this 5 years.
Okay.
So five years is what I always have that
Ongoing.
time. Yeah, I
But
mean, at
Sai,
least.
if we see the latest gads who are coming into the teams, and they are very much interested to take the leadership areas, or they want to go into that journey immediately, or it's like after 3 years they are looking into that one. What do you say in that?
True, true, true. Oh my God, you're scratching the right parts of me.
Yeah.
So I frankly I don't like it all. I mean, I have very strong opinions on that. I'll try to put it in a in a funny way, but seriously, I mean, this so happened in very close. I don't want to take names or anything, but very close uh, teams of mine,
Uh,
either in recent past, they hired or they were hiring a person with 4 years of experienced person, and the salary that that person was expecting was, I would say, equivalent. I mean, I, I don't know, like it's too like I said, people might take me wrong in some senses, but I mean, I would say forget about the salary. I mean, when we were part of the interview, definitely this was my feedback, saying that he's only interested in salary. Because every other decision, or let's say you ask me, Sai, can you explain me Kubernetes in my interview? I start saying that because I learned Kubernetes because I want to make so and so money. It that's how every point or everything ends, not with a full stop, with the salary for him. So I really felt like his, I think his whole intention. I mean, I don't know what his personal situations are, but I say the driving factor for him was only salary. Touchwood, uh, like all my close friends would definitely relate to this. They have scolded me many a times. Like there were places where if I stay back like in a couple of months, I would have got like in a good lump sum amount.
mhm,
But because I was looking at the other opportunities, I always took salary as my second important part. I'm not saying that it is not important. It is definitely important. That's what feeds you day in day out. But excellence or technology is what you have to choose first, because if you are good at what you are doing, whether it might take years late, but you'll reach that point eventually for sure. And in my case, I would say it happened. I mean, I'm an example for myself. uh, like I think this is a famous quote in Three Idiots also, right? Like, run after excellence, not after I don't know, success or something.
yeah,
So look at, be the best, and things follow you.
automatic.
Rest will follow you. That I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying because it looks dramatic or filmy here, but this is what I definitely believe, and all my close friends would definitely understand that. So this new generation, I would say, or I don't know if I have to say that, and I'm pretty old, but all the new freshers that are coming in, who are like at least 15 years younger to us, are coming up with that mindset, and I don't think that is going to help them. Maybe they might reach that numbers pretty fast,
Mm.
like in 5 years, 6 years. Imagine people would have reached to that level only after 15, 20 years of experience. And if you are reaching there in 3 years, sure, make sure that it is going to end in 10 years. For sure, like they cannot go grow and nobody's going to pay.
Yeah.
And again, recently, like even we had our leadership visit in last couple of weeks. uh, the mindset that I understood from them is, again, they're going back to those, like 15 years old back kind of mindset, where they are focusing on freshers. They need freshers, they need young people for their ideas. So understand the technology, understand how your active, or that hyper energetic mind is going to run, then come with a solution. Money, yes, money will definitely come to you, if not on the third year, maybe on the 10th year, for sure. You'll reach that point, like just understand that you're taking a different route. And no two careers are never same. Like there are people of my own level and my own friends. They are like, I think, 10 times earning more than mine, and they are like, they already have everything settled in various other countries. But that's not, I mean, at the end of the day, they themselves know, like when they talk to me or when I talk to them, I understand, I'm in a very much comfortable zone, and I'm never feared for what's going to happen to me technically the next day, because I know I'm going to come with some other solution, or the technology stack that I have at my in my hand is more worthy, and is the confidence that drives me every day.
Mm.
And of course, never be arrogant of what you are or what you know, because even that is not going to take you any places. Learn, keep learning, and be an open-minded person.
because that's what always helped me. There is a poem in Telugu, if you know that. It starts like, Vidya Niguda Guptamagu Vittamu Rupamu Purushalkin Vidya Yasassu Bhogakari Vidya Nerunganiwadu Pamarudu something, or something like that. So the whole essence of that poem is that knowledge or education is the only key to your success. And maybe like if you have money, if you give it to others, it will reduce. If you have something else materialistic, you are giving it, it will reduce. But education or knowledge is one thing. When you give, it grows. And when I read this for the first time in my schooling, again, I have all these fond memories in my head, which always, somewhere or other, they all always helped me. So it happened to me many a times. Like, when people ask me what is A, I'll try to explain them from A to Z. Sometimes I got retaliation saying that I just need A, man. I don't want, all that stuff. Just give me A and I'm done. I feel pity for them. All I can do this. And most of the people, at least they say that, Sai, because you helped me from A to Z. Next time when I was doing this, I understood that, why, you were telling this. It gives me the wholesome idea of what exactly I need. I mean, like, whenever somebody asks me a little, I try to explain huge. Sometimes I try to, because I got retaliation a lot of times. Like, I don't have that much time, so I just give me what I need. I feel like, you're just, if you just learn what you need, like, let's say somebody asks me, Sai, I have issue, or my database is having a tough in terms of performance, give me something. If I just give him a query to run, if he runs that and it fixes the issue, maybe he might get a high saying that I solved an issue, but he'll never know what he did. I should give him the understanding of what went wrong, or what is that we are trying to fix today. So this came to me only because of my learning thought process. So when I was fresher, or when I was initial in my career, like 3 to 4 years, whenever there is something that I'm trying to fix, obviously my seniors used to help us. They used to give me, Sai, run this command query. So I never ran till date, and I never ran a query without understanding what it is. I never do. Even if it is taking time, I'll take time, understand it, and then I'll learn. Because I don't want to be the person who caused the problem again. Because if you remember, I had a major issue. So I never wanted to commit a problem, that too starting from me.
Yeah.
It's not an exaggeration, or I'm not just trying to you know boost myself here. I till date, touch wood, from the day I started the main career as a DBA, I never ran into any issues. It's all because I think I'm too overcautious sometimes, but the approach that I take always helped me. So yeah, that's what I definitely do. All my close colleagues who sit with me, they'll understand.
Mm.
But now over the time I became pretty fast. The decisions that I may take are pretty fast. Though I'm doing a 360 degrees approach check in my head, it is pretty fast. I can give you solutions quickly. Just copying a code and then pasting somewhere was never my intention. Or that, I mean, it's like, I think if I'm doing that, I better retire is what I feel.
Uh, Adding
Yeah,
things
and
to
I suggest that to everyone, like, whoever is starting their career, understand that better, because over the time that will help you. And I mean, that's the path to
yeah.
excellence, or the.
So Sai, as you work as a lead and then now you are working as an architect.
Yeah.
So what is the thing made you to go towards the architect area? Or is it made something interesting towards coming to this new role?
Um, Frankly, I think the quick answer for the art, what changed is absolutely nothing, because I'm not, I mean, I just recently got promoted as an architect just a couple of months back. And the new role definition, or the job duties, or all the responsibilities are like, my leadership is trying to align them. Yet I have not started anything there. But architect is a like, is a very fancy title. um, and I think consciously or unconsciously I have been uh, dreaming for this role from quite some time. And I know, like, personally, I know how much efforts I have put in over the years to be called as an architect. But it finally happened. Thanks to Garmin for that. Yeah, I reached this point over. I mean, it's not just like an overnight success or something. It's the all the methodology, like all the things that I have been saying. I've
Yes.
learned a lot. I learn every day, like right from my kid. My youngest one is 1 year old. Even from him, I try to learn something, like because I feel learning is the only thing which is important and takes us ahead. Rest all things they end or uh, see I have faced situations where again, let's not take company names. When I was giving some suggestions during our critical times, like when we were facing some critical issues, P1s and Sev zeros, uh, there were days when my ideas were not even heard of. There were people like they'll say, well, dude, he's hardly 2 years experience. Why we should not even listen to him? Or I was not. They were. I was a person who is just an executor. Then they'll give me some query. I have to go there, repeat repetitive job. No, doing person. Then I used to feel bad, and it so happened for a couple of issues. The solutions that I gave, lucky. I mean, I'm lucky, definitely there. The suggestions I gave were the actual solutions. And while I was saying this, some of the leads who heard these gave me a good preference. Like, then on, whenever there were any issues, they'll definitely make sure that I am part of the discussions. Whether they are listening to me or not, like, that's a different story. But at least they wanted me to be there.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
don't know how much I helped them, but it that helped me a lot. So I understood there were many architects in those meetings. Uh, the way they were thinking,
Mhm.
the approach that they were taking. uh, like I always like this. And again, I think I would say, like, I have been 90 or 95% of the times I'm always successful in any of these serious critical issues that come in, because because of that approach. It's not, again, I'm not saying that I'm technically strong, I can write books and all. No, nothing, not that. The approach that I take, like, uh, bottoms up approach, saying that what is very basic first. Have we checked all the configuration? What changes recently made? And I build on that slow, one by one. And most of the times, like, with the approach, I think I got experienced over the time. And then I'm quicker in those aspects. So till date, like, if there are some critical issues, I think I'll get the first call. Thanks for all my friends for that.
We got almost all good answers from you, what I expected, and a lot of
Oh, good.
insights.
Oh,
I
I
want to
know.
go with the fun zone now. I just want to
Sure, sure.
understand when you're free, when you're having some free time, how do you spend the time, and yeah, how you make the work-life balance?
Short answer is I'm working on it. Work in progress. I'm a very bad
Just because every
and
IT
yeah,
guy
and
packed up,
yeah,
overloaded.
yeah. I wouldn't say overload. Like, and I think my approach itself is wrong. Like, I was talking to one of my close friend who is a doctor by profession, and he says that I became I'm not an alcoholic for sure, and but I'm a workaholic. So he was saying that, you have become that off late, because I can't sit idle. Either I have to do something. It could be like, maybe I'm washing my clothes or trying to cook something, but it's not. I cannot sit idle. And I need inspiration, motivation every moment. I mean, this is what happened. I think it's a funny thing. People called me for many boozing parties many a times, and I am a strict no alcohol guy. And they say, Sai, why you'll get into a good high and all. I said, I'm always in high.
On
I
high.
don't need additional highs. So,
Okay.
so that's how I am. Like, I need that motivation. I need that kick. So my friend was saying this is not at all good for your mental health. So I'm not saying that I'm great about it or I'm feeling proud, but yeah, I'm trying to work on that to,
Being
you
strong.
know, yeah,
That's
being
good.
strong to become a normal individual.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I have to give a lot of time. I have a lot of complaints from my family always. So,
Okay.
and on
I,
health, health is
I,
another thing. Health is another important thing.
okay. So I want to hear from you one liner that will help new grads or freshers. One liner.
Sure. Don't cheat. Be answerable to yourself. don't cheat yourself. That's the only thing I would say, because we know what is right and what is wrong. Like if you are my manager, ask me to do something, I just do some shitty work and then give it to you. I know, right? Like, maybe my manager might not figure it out in the first strike, but the time when you are doing itself, you'll know whether you are doing it right or not. So don't cheat yourself. That's the only thing.
Okay. How do you avoid this social media? What's the ideology around that?
Uh, oh, very good question. So I am not into any of the social media. Maybe I just joined. I mean, I have my Facebook account, but I just recently logged in for other reasons. But I don't watch anything. Like, even if you see my YouTube or the app, I have absolute zero recommendations. I don't subscribe to any channels. Because again, I'm not saying not to subscribe. Please subscribe to Pavan's channel, Tech Talks, for sure. So no, my point is, like, I feel these are all distractions. Like, when I open, I just want to search for what I want. If there is some recommendation, obviously, like somebody, some heroine or some hero's stuff that comes up, pops up, is always negativity sells more on social
Deviate.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll lose time. Basically, one should understand that time is the most important thing. Uh, so if we spend time on social media, you're wasting your time and then giving somebody some dollars, be it be in terms of marketing or some other viewership, whatever. So understand whether what you're viewing is worthy to you as well. So let's say if you're learning some new technology, or let's say you're learning how to play a flute or some guitar, that's a good thing. You're learning a skill.
Then
Then it's good to watch. Just don't watch some random, non-baseless news. Now, and everybody, if you see, there's a new thing called YouTube University. Everybody is a professor. They claim so many things, but when it comes to a medical study, it is absolutely the opposite way of what it has to be done. So that's, never take medical help or medical what do you call, suggestions on YouTube, for sure, unless he is a professional doctor. So yeah,
okay.
keep. I don't have Instagram. I don't have anything else. I just have YouTube. I only search what I want. That is visible then.
Great. Sai,
Yeah.
what is your motivation or who is your inspiration person?
Uh, it might sound funny, but Rajinikanth is my inspiration. His songs and his dialogues have been motivating me from day one. This I got it from one of my other friends, like, my school friend. So there is a movie called Narasimha, and there is a song Ekku Tolimettu. Like, if you listen to that song, whenever I'm low, seriously, I still date, I listen to these songs. There are top three songs, and there is a lyric in one of those songs. It says that, seed is small, tree is big. Just give it time. విత్తనము చిన్నదంట, మర్రి చెట్టు పెద్దదంట, కొంతకాలం ఆగమంట. This is the exact lyric. So I believe in that a lot. So whatever we are doing is like sowing seeds. I'm learning something today. I might not see the fruit, but my job is to just sow and water it daily. I'm sure it is going to grow, and I think I'm in the process for sure. Because I
Even
consciously
I'm
do that.
also into the same process.
Thank you. Of course, sir, you have been an inspiration for me. You don't like, nonsense. That's one thing that I have learned from you. You be always specific to the point. I like you. I like that a lot in you.
Thank you, Sai.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time, and I'm going to close this now. I'm
sure.
wrapping
I
up.
hope I
Thank you
have been
so much.
of some use. At least if we are inspiring one person, I think it's a great
Yeah,
achievement.
that makes sense. Definitely. I
Yeah.
appreciate your
Thank you, sir.
time. Thanks for sharing your all views.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having me, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
See, bye. Jai Hind.